welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, where last time Didakos declared independence, the independence of Crossbow from the other states, and nominated himself the first president of a nation of Crossbow. So, now, and Arios is his... And Arios has become his Secretary of Defense, and now we take a look around before we go to the Bracer Guild, which is our ultimate goal here. I'm sorry everyone for running outside like that. I mean, it's okay, Kia, don't have to apologize. This is an overwhelming situation to be in. It's completely normal to feel anxious. And as your guardians, putting your mind at ease is part of our role. She's right, Kia. You can always talk to us if something's on your mind. But they said, we like it when you lean on us for things, you know? Okay, thanks guys. Be careful, I'll be waiting for you. The site is agitated over something. He's probably more alert than usual given everything that's going on. Keep an eye out for Kia and Cecile, okay, site? Woof. I had no idea Aria's reason for having Shizuku discharged was this serious. If it is truly for the sake of her safety, then our hands are tied. Yeah, that's true. On that note, how are things over at St. Ursula right now? I was wondering the same thing. Are Ilya and the others from the department alright? The hospital is in a state of confusion. We're handling the patients as best we can. Friend's been recovering nicely, so we transferred her to the general ward. Inspector Donovan also regained consciousness not too long ago. Ilya is here to wake up though. That's unfortunate. Let's keep rooting for her to get back on her feet then. Agreed, my prayers are with her. Another Heaven's Eye.
Yosh, ikka, doko ni ikou ka na?
Go. Why can we use the car when we can't go anywhere with it? Okay. A lot of people are scared that Ereboni and Calvert are gonna attack us now. But I don't get that. Wasn't all this stuff about being independent supposed to be a good thing? My father and mother came home from work abroad. I'm happy to see them again, but they seem really stressed out. Does this have to do with our independence? Is it that bad? The latest issue of the Crossbow Times was a shock to read. I never expected President Croix would be so hostile toward the two major powers. It doesn't give me high hopes for how Crossbow's situation pans out from here. I mean, he's not wrong. With no more trains coming into the city, it's only a matter of time before we run out of ingredients. There's always a miracle though. Maybe we can manage to get by without relying on imports? I'm sure things will work themselves out. As long as I can continue baking bread, I'm golden brown. I'm surprised how well my dad and Oscar have been taking the news. Are we really going to be okay? Sure, we have areas, but we're talking about taking on Calvert and Erebonia here. Well, whatever, not like me complaining about it's going to make things any safer. Chiruru came back to her parents' place. She picked a bad time to be in the city, but maybe she's the right idea, sticking with her family. I think I head straight home too, once I'm done here. It's going to hurt losing access to imports. Almost all of our bread use at least one ingredient that can be found domestically. We just have to make do with what we can get from local suppliers for now. I got it. I slap a sticker on our weapon and call it 100% locally sourced, then I can charge extra. Kidding, kidding. I know this isn't the time for jokes. That might even work. And I also wanted to look at the Monster extermination. Divine Delve. Okay. Dad's been busy ever since he went to the station this morning. I wish he'd try to relax a little while he's at home at least. I went to Crossbar Station this morning to lend a hand wherever I could. We were swarmed with tourists and foreign nationals trying to leave the state. It was pandemonium in there. I think I'm going to cut my break short and head back so I can keep helping out. I have a sinking feeling about what the future holds in store for Crossbell. At least Shiru returning home is one less worry on my mind. It's times like these that family needs to come together most. It feels like Crossbell has been through one debacle after another this year. Maybe I should let things cool down before I go on my next big adventure. I guess I could always catch up on my sleep, but like there's anything else to do. Monty not here? There was a veritable procession of orbital cars making their way to the border this morning. There must have been foreign residents trying to get back into their home countries. President Croix's words resonated with the souls of our citizens, myself included. At least it got my support, even if it ends up making enemies out of Erebonia and Calvert. According to the President's address, Erebonia and Calvert have been fighting a secret war on our soil for decades now. They truly are the cause behind the tragedies of our past. Why, every citizen ought to be outraged. They probably are. Thanks to this whole mess, I can no longer be employed in Erebonia and Calvert. Damn it. The least they could do is let me fulfill my outstanding contracts. If only I'd finished beforehand. Imagine my shock when I heard the IBC had frozen all foreign assets. Won't this lead to some kind of retaliation? Yes, as I said, this is a declaration of war. I wonder if Erebonia really was responsible for the raid. If so, then there's no way I'll ever forgive them. It's their fault. Ilya is... Mom and Dad look really worried about something. It's starting to make me worried too. Hearing Dieter Kreuzer's speech has me convinced that our independence is finally in reach. The road there may be a dangerous one, but I'm ready for that. I'll protect Elsa and Momo no matter what happens. Crossbell is spiraling more out of control with every passing second. It's going to be a long time before I let Momo go outside on her own again. Hopefully she won't resent me too much for that. I just can't keep myself calm if I don't know exactly where she is at any given moment. Mr. Grimm was the one who drafted the constitution of the independent state of Crossbell. As one of the architects of our new independence, I'm sure he has a lot of in his mind over today. Hello, SSS. I assume you watched Dieter's address? We did, yes. Then you must be rather confused about the sudden turn of events. Your expression speaks volumes. The same is likely true for most of the populace right about now. Erebonia and Calvert's feud in the shadow of our home, however, is a truth we must all accept. You mean to say they really were the cause of all those incidents Uncle Dieter mentioned? Indeed I do. For decades, our state has turned a blind eye to foreign transgressions in the name of preserving false peace and prosperity. Those are the sins Dieter spoke of, the ones that each of us could spell and spare. Only by asserting our independence could we be made to face that truth. I didn't realize you felt that way, Mr. Grimwood. My apologies. I didn't intend to sound so brash. Perhaps the President's address has impacted me more profoundly than I realize. Nevertheless, the die has already been cast. The time has come for each and every person in Crossplay to consider our next course of action. Crossplay is headed for some difficult times moving forward, but I'm sure we'll be alright as long as our family sticks together. As long as we all come together as one and lift each other up, there's nothing we can't endure. Both my parents work for the IBC, so I've been extra busy lately. Nothing's been the same around here ever since this whole asset freeze business happened. I wish it didn't have to be like this, so we could all stay together, but maybe that's too much to hope for. Crossbill's hurtling right into the danger zone with this one. Well, at least we have Granny with us. As far as rough times go, she's seen it all. For all we know, we could have another raid in the city at any moment. With how tense things are at the border now, it may only be a matter of time. I'm going to have to step up as a man of the house and protect my family. My husband and I received special permission to come see our family after the address. Thankfully, I've been able to rely on my mother-in-law to watch over things for us here. Oh, Mr. Hayworth? Oh, Mr. Hayworth, are you going somewhere? Yes, the people of America invited me to their village after all the help I'd given them. At Ian's recommendation, I accepted. My family and I were planning to stay there for a little while as well. But I wasn't expecting there to be such drastic news on the day we were scheduled to leave. That's very true, we're all in shock right now. No one can blame you for taking a free vacation though. We could all use one with this craziness going down. He has a point. We've been relentlessly at work for what seems like eternity. I don't deny it, but I can't sit still with the way things are. I'll be coming straight back after I drop Sophia and Colin off in America. Plenty of people I'm indebted and are in trouble. I won't abandon them for my own leisure where chaos envelops the state. That's understandable. I wish I could say you're overthinking it and that everything will be alright, but there's no telling what could happen. Drive safe, Mr. Hayworth. I will, Lloyd. Don't let your work put you in too much danger. Papa and Mama look so worried. I thought today was supposed to be fun. What's going on? What could possibly happen next? I don't care what becomes of me, but God has forbid anything terrible ever befalls Colin or Harold. The independent state of Crossbell. I'm still letting the notion settle in. Should we see this through? It will make a defining day in Crossbell history. If this is what President Croix truly believes is right, then I place my trust in him. After all, should we see our claim to independence through, it will mark a defining day in Crossbell history. And if not, then it will do so as well. For entirely different reasons. Croix's speech reminded me of a delivery truck explosion of 4 or 5 years ago. It was reported as a mere accident at the time, but to think it was the result of an undercover feud between Arabonia and Calvert makes you wonder how long this unseen darkness has been shrouding our Crossbell. One of the victims in that explosion half a decade ago was no more than an innocent little girl. Makes you wonder how long this unseen darkness has spread. Yep, it was a thing where Shizuku lost her eyesight and her mother was killed. So, Crossbell finally puts its mirror where its mouth as it declared independence, huh? Whatever, if Yuri thinks we shouldn't leave, then things will probably work out fine for us. Yuri's keeping us cool, but isn't it bad news for Cavadians like us? We might be stranded if we don't take this chance to leave. We got a notice from the Republican government telling us to return home at once. They seriously expect us to pack ourselves into a crowded train with the rest of the sardines? Fat chance. We'll drive back to Calvert on our own pace, once we have our licenses back. Uh-huh. Oh, where could Master Henry be? I'm always sick about him. That's right, we didn't see him anywhere during the president's speech. I've been wondering about that. I don't know their grandfathers either. My apologies, I didn't mean to stress you any further, Lady Ellie. It's alright, there's no need to apologize. If there's anyone at risk of overstressing here, it's you, Joanna. Remember to take care of yourself. As you say, my lady. My lady, have you had any contact with Master Henry? No, I haven't heard from him. I see, that's very troubling. But rest assured, my lady, you'll be the first to know should we learn anything new of his whereabouts. Go forth as it says and do what you must. I extend to you all of my well wishes. With our gratitude, Helmer. Now, we probably won't be able to leave. I heard about Mr. Croyce's speech in the city. My fear is that Crossbell's independence will inevitably bring chaos to all of the Muria. Oh, idiots, please guide your lost lambs. At this point, a major conflict between Erebonia and Calvert can no longer be avoided. The grown-ups keep talking about this one same thing. What even is an independence anyway? You have an art, Hamel. Tell me what it means. How should I know? I don't get this whole independence deal either. The grown-ups in the city can't stop talking about it though, so it must be important. If Hamel doesn't know what independence is, how am I supposed to know? The most important thing to me is the future of Crossbell's children. Will state independence protect them or put them at risk instead? I just don't know anymore. It's hard to imagine what kind of effect independence could have on Crossbell. I only pray those who are resting here will continue to watch over us. My son's family was so worried about me that they came all the way from Emefaria to visit. Why would do that for an old biddy like myself instead of staying somewhere safe as anyone's guest? But I can't deny that it put a smile on my face. Railway service being halted makes business a lot more troublesome for us traders. I won't raise a stink about it though. Surely this just the goddess's way of testing us. We'll manage one way or another, and take more than this to shake my faith. As long as you pray to the goddess, everything will turn out fine. That's what I always say. I recommend you all reach out to ideas too. What's important is that you keep the faith. Is that you, Lloyd? Hi, Auntie. You're here to pray? You know, Cecile came to visit us at the SSS building earlier. Oh, did she now? I should drop by to talk to her on my way back then. I came here because I'm worried about what's going to happen to Crossbell. To tell you the truth, we're a little lost ourselves. Still, no matter what shape Crossbell takes in the future, the SSS's mission isn't going to change. We'll always fight for Crossbell. He's absolutely right. Without a doubt. Now that, my man. Just listen to you four. You've all gone so much this year. In fact, just chatting together like this has me feeling a little more relieved already. Thank you for that. Crossbow becoming independent will surely have ramifications in all of its surrounding countries. Chiefly, it could force the major powers' hands into applying even more pressure on the state. How would our citizens weather the storm if things came to that? So, Sister Reese has returned to the holy city of Ateria. The congregation for the sacraments must be preparing to make their move on Crossbow. That could very well portend that this state is on the verge of great turmoil. As Patriarch of Crossbow's parish, there's much about this that I must reflect on. Sister Reese made her departure from Crossbow the other day. I believe she was called back to the holy city of Ateria. Ellie, do you think it's because of her duties as a member of a Groundsritter? I'd imagine so. But beyond that, I can't hazard a guess as to what that really entails. Lloyd, how has Kia been? We haven't been holding Sunday schools of late, so I'm a little concerned about her. Actually, she's been acting a little strange these past few days. There must be a lot on her mind. You're right. She seemed especially worried when we set out today. I'm sorry to hear that. She may be uneasy about the current state of affairs in the city. You're her guardian, Lloyd. Please, keep looking out for her and be there when she needs you. I will, Sister Marble. Crossbow is in quite a predicament. It's hard to say what the future will hold. You're Kia's guardian, Lloyd. Please keep looking out for her and be there when she needs you. The independent state of Crossbow. I never thought I'd see the day. However, as a man of a cloth, I cannot condone the IBC freezing international assets so brazenly. The Septine Church will undoubtedly be keeping a close eye on how things develop. Hey there, wanna play? Back at casinos popping as ever today. So come in and have fun. People have always had their rumors about Erebonia and Calvert, but to think their coward has sunk Battlelow? President Croix is right. If we don't stand up for ourselves now, we just continue suffering through tragedy after tragedy at their back. The independent state of Crossbow, huh? I like the sound of that. It makes us a citizen of a sovereign state. How about them apples? You don't think we're about to go to war over this, do you? I can't stop worrying about how Erebonia and Calvert are going to retaliate. Railway services are being restricted as of this morning. On top of that, an advisory had been issued notifying all Erebonians and Calvadians to return to their home nations. The situation is unraveling faster than anyone could have expected. Crossbow's path toward independence has gone past a point of no return, but I don't believe President Croix would take it this far if he didn't have something up his sleeve. Just what is his ace in the hole, I wonder? That is a very good question. The new president's address was a sight to behold, I give it that. But I'm still not sold on this deal. Are we really doing the right thing? I spotted several armed men in white uniforms this morning. Now I realize they were part of a defense force. They appear to be combat ready from the outset. Which begs the question, just how long has Croix been planning this? The referendum was only a week ago. Which begs the question, just how long has Croix been planning this? I thought coming to the casino would be a good way to relax, so I tagged along with guns. It would probably be best to get on home early though. We need to talk to Mayor Biggs and the others about Mainz's future. No one told me the city was gonna be in such a frenzy when I came by today. I was so excited to play at the casino too, but now I'm just not feeling it. Things are really firing up around here. It's getting folks so heated that I'm scared it'll start melting my ice cream. My opponents are definitely the ones responsible for hurting Lady Ilia. Nothing will convince me otherwise. The Empire is going to pay for this. President Croix couldn't have put it any better. I agreed with every word that came out of his mouth. This is our chance at freedom. It was a good speech, I admit that. Crossbow may be at an important junction right now, but our troop has only one responsibility, and that's to hold out hope that Ilia will recover, rehearsing all the while. I'll do everything I can to keep the faith as well. Karelia is on her way to visit Ilia at the hospital. Ilia had to come out of a coma, but all of us wholeheartedly believe she'll be up and awake again in time. The members of our troop are still pouring everything they have into rehearsal. It's all we can do to keep the stage ready for Ilia and Visha's return. Rehearsal was able to resume once the stage was cleared of debris. It'll be a while longer before I can do much as a stage technician though. But no matter, I still help out where I can. Okay, Nikolai, Sally, you're good to continue. Got it? You ready, Sally? Yeah, first I do the step, then the jump. They all look so focused on the rehearsal. Okay, so I need to match Sally's timing and then... Once the music starts, I leap in from off stage and then... While to do that, I'll focus on making my performance even more nimble and graceful. This is Celine? She looks very different on stage and off. Could you perform a solo for us now, please? Gladly. Get ready, boys. I'm about to give you the show of a lifetime. The floor is yours. Let's go, Theodore. We teach you what the show of a lifetime really looks like. I'm with you, Eugene. Just don't let her throw you off too much. Okay. We were able to watch the presidential dress through the hotel's orbital network connection. As you might expect, it was incredibly unsettling for our international guests. Maybe best for them to return to their home countries, but that will be easier said than done. It sounds as though the railway services are going to be suspended after today. But circumstances aside, leaving our international guests with no way to return home is entirely unacceptable. The hotel will have to explore other options on their behalf. Checking in with the airport is one place to start. Few people have been booking rooms since our independence was declared, but this morning address was a final straw. Never in my life have I witnessed such a thing. We have to make some revisions to our management policies. The situation has been hard to take in. I don't know what to think one way or another. It's true that we voted in favor of independence, but still. My apologies, I tend to get lost in thought when I have downtime at work. Should get back to cleaning. The inaugural address this morning came as a complete shock. I understand where the president is coming from, I truly do, but... Never mind, I should keep my thoughts to myself for now. Better or worse, all we can do is wait and see what happens next. Ah, damn, it's really going down now. But as long as it doesn't put a cramp in business, what do I care either way? I think it will put a cramp in business. An independent crossbow. Kinda has a nice ring to it, huh? Everybody at the club was practically cheering over the president's speech, so I guess I'm pretty happy about it too. Hey, Part, we're hosting a happy hour sale to celebrate our independence. It's the dawn of a new era for crossbuilders, so come on, exercise your newfound freedom by hanging with a cute babe or two. Declaring our independence is going to have a massive ripple effect throughout the society's underbelly. The defense force will surely be cracking down on any criminal organization with ties to Erebonia or Calvert now. To think so much could change so quickly. Still, maybe this is what's best for Crossbow. Someone booked our club for an independence party the moment the announcement was made. I've never really understood politics, but hey, as long as we're getting happy customers in, that's good enough for me, I suppose. Okay. Well, wasn't that address something? I never expected him to chuck the proverbial gauntlet down in front of Erebonia and Calvert like that. I don't know what Dieter Boy is up his sleeve, but neither country is going to take this lying down, that much is for sure. I should haul everything in my warehouse to safety while I still can. Wouldn't want many antiques getting caught in the crossfire. I suppose it was inevitable, but I've seen almost zero tourists this past week. Makes me wonder how else Crossbow is going to change down the road. These oval cars with the big screens look super cool. Daddy would have loved them. Daddy said he's busy because of his job at City Hall. Mommy's not busy though. The tour company she works for is on vacation. The IBC is freezing international assets. Never thought Mayor Croix would resort to such drastic measures. Nevertheless, it's as he said, we may not have another chance to stand up for ourselves like this. The IBC has frozen all foreign assets, and as of this morning, regular train and bus services have been suspended. The situation is primed for a crisis. I can already smell it brewing on the horizon. I intend to keep the restaurant open for as long as I can, but to be honest, I'm more than a little concerned. President Dieter Croix and Secretary of Defense Arius McLean of the independent state of Crossbow. Sounds nice and official on paper, but sure. But what I want to know is, will they actually be able to protect us? Maybe get Hannah to pay for it if all turns out to be post-string. I was impressed by the president's address, don't get me wrong. But Hoistor's right, what's happening is a little suspicious and a lot worrisome. I agree with President Kreutz's address, 100%. Crossbow is our home, we have to show our support and do our part however we can. So we're independent now, huh? Well, I'm all for it, consequences be damned. Just the thought of us finally being free makes my heart swell with courage. Did you hear President Kreutz's speech? Wow, talk about impressive. I felt prouder and more courageous with every word he spoke. Regular railway service shut down this morning. This is a serious concern for us. What alternatives do we have for importing ingredients? Can't shake this ominous feeling in my bones, but there's not much we chefs can do save what we do best. Arius is so hot. I know, right? That new uniform, red and grey, is so totally his color. No matter what happens, I think we're gonna be just fine with Arius around. Cynthia returned home to Remeferia the day after the referendum. I doubt she ever expected things in Crossbow would come to this. But her family's been worried sick about her for a while now, so I'm glad she got out while she still has a chance. Cynthia did promise that she'd come back to Times one of these days. I know there's a lot of other things to worry about right now, but hoping that we'll be able to work together again helps keep me going. The President has a point. There have been a lot of inexplicable incidents in our history. Just like he said, as cross-balance, we bear some of the responsibility for overlooking it all this time. They've started limiting trains trying to pass through Crossbell earlier this morning. I hear that by the end of the day we're going to suspend railway services entirely. After taking a shock of it all, I'm more concerned about a war breaking out than I'm about lost profits. It's only been a week since the referendum, but already the situation has spiraled out of control. I never could have imagined this. At this rate, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if something terrible were to happen as a result. I need to entertain every possible idea I can think of to keep this department store afloat. The Republican government issued an evacuation notice to Crossbell. All Cavalian citizens are to return immediately. And people say they've been threatening the use of force, so it's not hard to guess what's going to happen next. But as far as I'm concerned, Crossbell is home to the most precious person in my life, Janetta. So I've made my decision. No matter what ends up happening, I'm staying put right here in Crossbell City. Mom. Did you hear we were on the brink of war? How did this even happen? I'm so anxious I could collapse. I have to do whatever it takes to keep Keen safe. Mom. Will this new defense force truly be able to protect Crossbell? I want to believe in Arius, really I do. But if both Calvert and Erebonia decide to invade us at once, what other choice would we have but to surrender? Unless... Could it be that we have some trump card up our sleeve? Salford says he's going to stay in Crossbell just for me. I'd never force him to put himself at risk like that, but to tell the truth, the fact that he did anyway it has me head over heels. It's beginning to feel more and more like we're slipping into a dream, or perhaps a nightmare. That speech caught me by surprise. Still, President Croix and Secretary of Defense McLean's commitment to it assuaged my initial feelings of doubt. I'm willing to put my fullest faith in those two. Maybe it's just my experience in retail taking over, but I usually try to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. As for what I've concluded, there's no way for me to sugarcoat this. President Croix's speech was completely irrational. That was pure populism, that's right. Mom said Arias quit embraced us to be the new Secretary of Defense, whatever the heck that is. It just means he's even more crazy strong than before now, right? We have nothing to worry about so long as President Croix and Secretary McLean are here to watch over us. Even if we have to fight to protect our new independence, it'll be well worth it. Crossbell and independence, huh? This is as serious as it gets. Not exactly a cheery atmosphere, but maybe I'll make some new balloons just in case we wind up getting a new festival out of this. It turns out many of the tragedies in our past were the result of Erebonia and Calvert feuding behind the curtain. Does that mean their spies have been in our home state all this time, looking horns right under our noses? I haven't given it much thought, but if it's true, then they're beyond forgiveness. President Croix really knows how to stoke a fire with his words. We may have the tough road ahead of us, but after hearing that speech, I'm ready to take a stand alongside my fellow cross-balance. It comes as no surprise that declaring independence has put us square in the crosshairs of Erebonia and Calvert. Unfortunately, as a result, our store may not be able to carry products from the Reinford and Vern companies anymore. What a mess. They may call themselves the Defense Force, but just how much defending will they be able to do for us once things really get rough? Oh, who needs them anyway? As far as I'm concerned, the only CDF around here is going to be me, the Chaco Defense Force. I wasn't expecting everything to unravel so quickly. We're gonna be in for a bumpy ride, that's for sure. Let me know if you guys need any augment tuning before things really hit the fan. Thanks, Wendy. Okay. Did you hear President Kreuz's speech? It was so moving and powerful. I wound up getting so entranced that I forgot to breathe a couple of times. The Crossbow Defense Force is intended not for offensive measures, but for protection. We're different from those Imperial and Republican army savages, so please, be at ease. Dieter Kreuz is really getting bold with his whole Defense Force fiasco. Those Nazi uniforms of theirs tell me this must have been in the works for a while now too. You ask me, I'd prefer it if I went armed to the teeth. But I guess it's a little late for that now. Goddess knows how this whole mess is going to shake out. One thing I wanted to see first. Yeah, Noel's room is packed. Vasi should be coming back probably, perhaps. But he is gone now. It sounds like the Transcontinental Railroad is going to be suspending operations after today. There goes my one reason to live. All I can do is hope this gets resolved ASAP so service can go back to normal. Please, dear, calm down. Need to hurry and buy our tickets. What? I can't return to the Empire unless I leave today? Defense Force my behind. I don't know who they're defending, but I'm sure I'm seeing a lot of forcing. What a mess. It's so crowded that I can't even get my foot in the door. At this rate, I'm not sure I'll ever manage to make it home to Calvert. Losing my job here in Crossbow hurts, but being unable to return home is even worse. Am I supposed to sit still in this situation? I have to get out of here before things get really ugly. We recently received a notice instructing us to return to Erebonia. Just when I'd grown fond of life here in Crossbow. Hey, why do you have to go home to Erebonia? I made so many friends here too. Things are looking pretty bad all of a sudden. They've even stopped the trains. How are we going to ship goods between countries now? Crossbow Station is scheduled to terminate all service after today. The closure is indefinite, and there will be no timeline for reopening in the foreseeable future. Any foreigners wishing to leave are urged to do so as soon as they are able. I get that everyone is excited, but it's almost scary how eager they sound. Oh, Lloyd, you caught Mayor Croy's speech, right? Couldn't believe what I was hearing, especially about the new defense force. Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that coming. They're in the process of getting more info. For now, stay put and stay alert. No one knows what could happen next. Yeah, that's probably for the best. When life gets you in a tizzy, the first thing you should do is slow down and think. I don't know what this new situation will mean for your squad, Lloyd, but good luck. Thanks, Uncle Miles. But even then, I just don't know why Mayor, or President Croix, I guess, would resort to something so drastic. So now with the independent state of Crossbell, this may finally be the point of no return. I'm anxious about how the two major powers will respond to the announcement. I was so shocked by Mr. Croix's address. It's almost too much to believe. Arbonia and Calvert never spared a thought for how the secret feud would affect us. Is independence the only way to ensure that our children will have a better future? Hey Mom, what are those people yelling about outside? That was one heck of a speech. Never expect Croix to go from mayor to our very first president. Not to mention all those bold statements he made against Arabonia and Calvert. If they're feuding in secret within our state, do you suppose that accident back then had something to do with it? Down with Arabonia and Calvert! When was the last time anyone ever stood up for Crossbell like that? Compared to President Croix, our diet members are all a pack of domesticated dogs. Sure, a few of them were on the more upstanding side, like Speaker McDowell. But we never had a leader this powerful before. Not only that, but he's appointed Crossbell's very own guardian, Arius McLean, as Secretary of Defense. I can't think of a single person better suited to be at the helm of our state's protection. Now we have nothing to fear. Our dependence may not be a pipe dream after all. I'm sure everything will be fine as long as we leave it to President Croix. Yeah, with him as our leader, we don't have to be afraid of Arabonia or Calvert. Thank you, President Croix. Your hero, President Croix. 3 cheers for President Croix! Hooray for President Croix! This is getting out of control. It's not as though I don't understand how they feel, though. Trouble is bound to follow if they become overly zealous. Well, I'm sure the defense force will have things under control in no time. Anyway, we should go. Everyone is having so much fun. We're sure to hold an independence celebration so soon. With Arius McLean as our Secretary of Defense, no one can challenge our independence. 3 cheers for President Croix! Down with Arabonia and Calvert! Come on now, you kids get in on this too. 3 cheers for Crossbell's independence! President Croix has made a wise and excellent decision. It is sure to go down as the greatest moment in Crossbellan history. Bring it on, Arabonia. Do your worst, Calvert. We'll take you on any time, anywhere. I just above hear my prayer. Guide Crossbell into the future. This crowd gets a little out of hand. We better move a screen car out of the streets ASAP. And now this day is worth celebrating. Listen to that crowd. I don't think I've ever seen people get this intense. Maybe it's what everyone was secretly hoping for deep down. The cheers outside are so loud that you can hear them clearly even from here. It's almost scary in the way, but I can't quite put my finger on why. Crossbell is now independent. Our very first president has assumed office. It's only a matter of time before the entire government is restructured. Hectic days are ahead of us. Oh, hello everyone. Huh? You'll be the special support section, correct? As I'm sure you've heard by now, the CPD is being restructured into a branch of a Crossbow Defense Force. There's currently a meeting taking place on the second floor to outline the system of each of the section chiefs. We ask that you return to your base of operations and remain there until further instructions arrive. Sure. You're still free to move about the first floor, but please refrain from causing a disturbance. If your actions are deemed suspicious, we will not hesitate to take you into custody. Understood. They're being awfully coercive. Yeah, I don't think any of the others down there are fixed things to cross from. Men from the Defense Force suddenly stormed in here this morning and ordered us to remain on standby. It was also sudden and confusing. I'm still not sure what we should be doing. I suppose all I really can do is wait for a meeting with the higher-ups to conclude. Access to the elevator is prohibited. All personnel are to await further orders in the conference room down the hall. There's the other room there. How can just absorb us into the defense force without any prior notice? You didn't hear it from me, but this reeks of tyranny. The heck is going on here? I thought you could kindly take a break after HQ was repaired. Now we're being absorbed into the defense force. Does that make me a soldier? And they expect me to just accept that? Hey Lloyd, we'll find Pickle. We're all in this time, huh? Has the SS been briefed already? No, not yet. We're waiting for our chief to call and give us the details. Same goes for all of us in the Metropolitan Division. They say we'll be getting an official notification after this meeting, but that doesn't make me any less on edge. Honestly, I can't even begin to guess what's going to happen. I guess all we can do for now is letting things take their course. You guys look like you're still operating on your own terms, right? I don't know if it's the best idea, but be careful not to draw the attention of the defense force all the same. We know, thanks fans. It feels like we're still living out some kind of bad dream. Can't even begin to guess what will happen next. The president's speech this morning was almost like a declaration of war on the entire continent. Sure, the defense force's new uniforms are snazzy, but how are we supposed to stand up to Arabonia and Calvert? Look over there. You already repainted the cars? They stationed guys from the CDF in front of the tower, huh? And not just a few of them. This is where Uncle Dieter made his declaration of independence. This increase in security is no surprise. Is that you, Andy? Yo, Carter. Didn't even recognize you. They're all decked out in white. So they transfer here from Belgrade? Yeah, they had to move some of us from the border gates to guard the president's address. Logan's patrolling somewhere around here too. Cool, cool. He's one of Redney's colleagues, right? Yes, I believe they're friends during his time with the CGF. Things have been pretty hectic since all this went down. The guardsmen were all pretty surprised when we were told to put on these new uniforms. I know what you mean, we had no idea this was coming down the pipes either. They're looking pretty sleek though, almost like this all has been in works for a while. Yeah, I'm sure the president has been looking forward to this day. The defense force is hoping to get some equipment upgrades too, so we've got to buckle down and prove we deserve it. Ah, right. The defense force soldiers seem to be in favor of this turn of events. The CGF has always lacked things most armed forces would have. It's only natural for them to welcome these changes from their perspective. Oh, in case you hadn't heard, the defense force is shaking up the structure of command to be more like other armies on the continent. All current ranks are carried over, but our day-to-day operations are going to be a lot stricter, like a proper military. I know we're pretty lax about using ranks back in the day, but I don't think that would fly now. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I wonder if Mireille will give me an earful for not calling her second lieutenant next time I see her. Ha! Not that I haven't been. Guess some things never changed. Is getting under her skin all you can think about? Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that anymore. What's that supposed to mean? You said ranks are carried over, so she'd still be a second lieutenant, wouldn't she? That's not what I mean. There's something you should know, Randy. Mireille? Carter! Watch what you say out to outsiders! Yes, sir! Sorry, Randy. I'll give you the details some other time. If you don't find out before then, that is. Not sure what's going on, but my bad. Didn't mean to get you chewed out. Oh god, don't worry about it. That reminds me, isn't the police going to be fallen into the defense force too? We'll be wearing the same uniform again in the near future. How about that? Oof, that's one more thing to worry about. We should excuse ourselves. Yeah, let's go. Something about Mireille? We had a bit of a scare when the CGF officer stopped by this morning. The referendum was only a week ago. Everything changed so quickly and not for the better. We've gone out of a frying pan and into the fire, as it were. Looking around town, public approval for the president seems just as high as it was when he was mayor. Frankly, though, I'm still unconvinced. Crossbell's future has never been so uncertain. Hey, gang. You all saw the president's address, right? Yeah, thanks for contacting us about it. What does the CNS plan to do now? Cover the story at the very least. We'll try to question the defense force and see if I can squeeze any details out of them. We'll want to hear what the citizens have to say about all of this too. Then there's getting in touch with the foreign press to see how the news is being received elsewhere. Our international transceiver upstairs is going to be burning up the lines. Understandably so, you two have a long day ahead of you. When don't we? I'm sure it's no walk in the park for you either, so let's give it everything we got. Definitely. Alright, Vance, keep working on those negotiations with the defense force. Make sure you contact me the second anything happens. Of course. And good luck with the CDF, Grace. Try not to tick them off too much. What else going on? Just like that, we're independent? Things are happening way too fast. Can't expect this is gonna end well. Still, the damage is done. Raising a stink about it won't change that. Now that we're in this mess, we'd better prepare for the worst. I might be a war correspondent by the end of the week. Let's hope not. Restricted area, danger ahead, do not enter. I had a lot less to deliver since they started halting the trains this morning. But now I wonder what's gonna happen to Crossbell if this keeps up. That's a lot more important than some lousy job, isn't it? What can I say? Wearing this new uniform makes me feel belly ready and focused. I'm ready to give it my all for the independent state of Crossbell. You can still see the outline of a G under the D there. It's just quickly been overpainted. So it's come to this. I'm prepared for whatever happens next. Times like these go pushing forward, not backward. But the dress was plain foolish. Croix may have everybody else fooled, but not quite. No siree. State independence this, defense force that. Does he honestly believe he can fend off a threat of two major powers that easily? Oh, ideas above this doesn't matter what happens to a worthless old man like me. But please save my granddaughter, Misa. She deserves more than this. Grandpa taught me that this could lead to a war. It's so scary, I hate it. Sure, the announcement caught me off guard, but unless we stand up for ourselves, Boney and Coward will just keep pushing us around. That's why President Croix has my fullest support. As long as we have Secretary McLean, there's no fight we can't win. I'm definitely anxious, but President Croix still has my fullest support. Land for sale, Crossbell Urban Development Division. Okay, and we have a monster quest for... the Geofront. Probably the same place we fought the boss, so... Smart bombs. Oh, blind. Divine Dells. A guardian golem brought to life through orbital technology. Obeys orders without question. Obtained Shackle. Yona? Click clack. Ah crap, this isn't going to work either. What if I try Whiskey? I'm not sure I've ever seen him this engaged in a task. What are you doing, Yona? Ah, hey, it's you. Something caught my eye, so I've been looking into it a little, is all. Figured I'd run an analysis, but I guess I got too into it. This one's a real doozy. Consider yourself lucky you get to witness a great genius, Yona Sacred, at work! Sure, whatever you say. By the way, Yona, did you catch her speech earlier? Oh, you mean about Croix naming himself president or whatever? I mean, yeah, I managed to tune in using the terminal, but honestly, I don't really care about it one way or another. Anyway, if you guys are done here, can you beat it already? I'm kind of in the middle of something. Well, you tried. Little dude doesn't care about a damn thing outside of cyberspace as usual. Insolence is one of Yona's many bad habits. I'll see to it that he receives a thorough chastising for it later. Try to go easy on him? We've bothered him enough for one day. Let's just come back some other time. Okay, what if we try this? Ah, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Fine, that's how we're gonna play him. There he goes, speeding down the data superhighway. Let's try bothering him some other time. There's a note with a simple recipe attached to the pizza box. So we learned Recipe for piping hot cheese pizza. Okay. Go again. Quattro cheese pizza and a quattro pomodoro pizza? What is pomodoro? I don't know that. What's an independent? That's what everyone's saying Crossbell is now. I wish I could ask Sister Marble. She'd probably know. I heard rumors of a so-called inexplicable incidents the president mentioned in his speech. Turns out the Rebonian covered were once behind them. Really puts the fear of ideas in you. Now that I know the truth, I'm all for us being independent. But imagine Yugot or Azel getting caught up in one of those inexplicable incidents the president spoke about. Just makes me even more convinced that independence is the way to go. I'm sure Mr. Kreuz was also unable to accept things for how they appeared. Crossbell has been the victim of so many injustices, so many tragedies that we could only force ourselves to turn a blind eye to. Even my husband was... Pardon? Sorry, ignore me. I have to say, this new defense force doesn't seem to be nearly as friendly as the CGF was. Even those uniforms look so stiff and formal. I'm much more partial to the ones they wore back when my husband was alive. Mr. Marcy is leaving Crossbell today. I'm gonna miss him. By now, Erebonian Calvert must be thoroughly provoked. I can only imagine the danger Crossbell might face soon. But no matter what happens, I'll protect my family with my life. I need to remain calm and decide how we should go about this. My only wish is for Crossbell to be a peaceful place again. As long as my family is safe, that's all I could ever ask for. I'm scheduled to leave Crossbell today. As I didn't have much time to pack, I couldn't fit this book anywhere. You can take it if you like. Alright. We don't go to the Bracer Guild. Complicated stuff like this always flies right over my head. Did Crossbell make the right choice or not? I wouldn't know either way. Roy asked me to help him today. He made 3 of these spinny toys too. I hope people buy them. Roy told me I could have some of his spinny toys if I helped him. They're super duper fun. Being square in Erebonian and Calvert's side is a terrifying feeling. Still, that's all for the good of Crossbell's future. We just have to dig deep and prepare for the worst. And no matter what happens, I swear I keep Mei Ling safe. I asked Kronk if it was fine to bring Mei Ling to work with me, and he was more than happy to oblige. I'm glad she's such an understanding guy. I'll be way more at ease if I can keep an eye on her. After all this time, Crossbell has finally gained its independence. It feels like I'm watching history being written before my very eyes. Abonia and Calvert have already stopped exporting goods to Crossbell. According to President Kreuz, though, we have enough emergency provisions to last us 5 years. Still, anyone selling fresh vegetables, meaning us, needs to come up with a business strategy and fast. Dins can't seem to get that through his head. I wish he'd get his act together. Here we are, the independent state of Crossbell. That's something worth celebrating. I don't think Lily agrees though. She's been frowning all morning. What's there to be worried about? Exciting stuff, right? We're independent and we have our very first president. Hardly feels real. Overall, I'm happy about it, but who knows if it'll still be the case down the line. I called my hubby and told him to get his butt back to Crossbell ASAP. Come tomorrow, all train services are going to be suspended indefinitely. Fingers crossed he makes it home in time. I saw President Croy's speech. He has my fullest support in securing Crossbell's future as an independent state. So Arius McLean is our new Secretary of Defense. Can't say he was the most obvious choice. It makes sense when you consider his laundry list of achievements, though. President Croy's decision-making skills are sharp as ever. People have already been calling him for the Guardian of Crossbell for years, after all. Arius, I mean. So the state's independent now, huh? Crossbell's bad blood with Urbonia almost mirrors our own with the Imperial Fishing Club. Maybe it was fated to be. Wow, President Croy sure is bold. I get where he's coming from, but I can't help but be anxious over how Crossbell's going to come out of it all. It's my luck that the city would go up in arms right when guild activities resumed. Maybe I should go back to America. Home sweet home. Still, this whole independence deal totally blindsided me. Right when I thought things were returning to normal too. What's going to happen to us now? Finally got our building back only to be blindsided by this news about independence. Why then I thought things were returning to normal too? I wonder if it was premature of Mr. Croix to declare independence. I'm prepared to accept that change is a natural part of the world, of course, but even so. Then again, with a position Crossbell has been pushed into, perhaps it wasn't much premature as it was overdue. At our age, it's difficult to accept these drastic changes coming out of the blue. Then again, one could say Crossbell has long since sailed past the point of no return. Something troubled me about Croix's address. Why wasn't Speaker McDowell with him? Would you happen to have any information on the matter, Ellie? I'm afraid not, Chairman Morse. I've been worrying over the same thing myself. See, rather disconcerting. Regardless, there's no turning back now. Conflict with the Empire and Republic is inevitable as of this point. I may have to call an emergency business owners association meeting to account for this. As a Crossbellum, I'm all for independence. I mean, come on, we have the Arius freaking McLean in charge of our state security. Even if we have to go against Urbonia and Calvert, I feel safe knowing we're in good hands. On the downside, I'm shuttering business till I know how we plan to handle Urbonia and Calvert. I'm not worried about it taking long. After all, the Divine Blade of Wit is in charge of our new army. He's going to protect us for sure. How could this happen to Crossbell? If we go to war with Calvert, then I really might never see Risha again. Where could she be? I can't even imagine what will happen next. It's gonna take some real grit to make it through these tough times. Woohoo! Crossbell's independent. Now we have a president. Man, that's freaking sweet news. I'm gonna clean even harder now. Flights are likely going to be suspended at the end of the day too, so this is my only chance to return to Liberal. I wish I could stay here a little longer to report on things as they develop. But regardless of what happens, I wish nothing but safety for the people of Crossbell. All controversy aside, I'm hopeful that this new defense force will have what it takes to protect your state. I doubt I'll be able to return to Calvert anytime soon unless I leave right now. Maybe it would be better if I did. Mom's probably worried about me. In other news, Risha disappeared a while back. Couldn't tell you where though. Shanta's been tearing her hair out about it. I hope she hears from her soon. You Crossbellans can be so noisy when it comes to independence. I don't care either way, but you have better not cause a scene in my restaurant, understood? And the whole city is going bonkers right now. They're saying we might go to war. We're not really going to war, are we? I don't even want to think about it. Hey, we're in danger. Oh dear, the situation has taken a turn for worse, hasn't it? Maybe I should stay inside until things settle down. I listened to the president's address. I understand where he's coming from, but is there really no way to solve this problem peacefully? I saw the president's address when I was on East Street, but to be honest, I couldn't believe my ears. Doesn't matter how he justifies things, the major powers won't stand for this. It would be in my best interest to flee the city and lay low outside the state. I suppose I could try to flee to Libel, to be with Ahmad and Ellie. No, but I'm thinking that's the sort of thing only a selfish coward would do. I may have made mistakes in the past, but I'm still a proud Costwell. I'm staying right here until the bitter end. Goodness me, what kind of selfish nonsense was I spouting just now? He stays here, okay. Miko's not here. Neither is Risha. Mommy looks so sad. I wish I could cheer her up somehow. Tanz told me about the presidential address. Truth be told, I'm terrified. My husband left for work early this morning, the same as always. I hope his shift doesn't run late again.
Let me ask you, Dita, my man. Will this independence thing really make all of us happy?
Oh, it's you guys. Dino, how the rest of the Saber Vipers been? Okay, for the most part. Koki got hurt the worst, but even he regained consciousness. The others are getting discharged, so we'll be back in the downtown district soon. It'll probably take some time before we're up and running again, though. Still, I figure if I wait here long enough, they'll all turn up eventually, right? Dino. Yeah, hopefully. Man, but the whole city's been keyed up like crazy all morning. Can't everybody shut up about this independence garbage already? We've gained independence, a new defense force, and our very first president. This is some week, I tell you. Did you guys know this was gonna happen? No, we've been completely out of the loop. We're currently trying to gather as much information as we can about this. I see. Guess you folks have it hard too, huh? You've got your work cut out for you, but don't lose heart, okay, kiddos? Just keep on trucking. Yeah, thanks for the pep talk, Jelom. Still, who'd have thunk we'd pick a fight with Urbonia and Calvert so openly? Guess I better keep following the news in case things start to escalate. Randy's new toy is not ready yet, apparently. Or old toy, rather. The Berserker gun. Abbas called a team meeting this morning to say he was leaving. The rest of us are in charge of Trinity while he's away. Didn't tell us where he was headed though. What's going on? Abbas left? Could he be with Vazi? No idea, but what we have noticed is all those defense force soldiers hanging around town now. You don't think they were arrested, do you? I have a hard feeling believing Vazi and Abbas would ever make such a blunder. I know you're worried about your boss man, but you might want to take a step back and calm down. Yeah, you're right. The important thing is that we take care of the bar like Abbas asked. Vazi and Abbas aside, I'm worried about my dad up at the hospital. Knowing him, he's probably treating patient after patient even with everything going on. Everyone in the city is going wild over Croix becoming the president. Maybe a little too wild. I think I'll go check on Zarina and Hugo during my next break. Abbas wouldn't have left without a good reason. So in the meantime, we're going to look after the barn, like he asked. It's not like this is Abba's first leave of absence from the bar, but he did seem a lot more serious this time around. Whatever business he has must be gravely important. Hopefully he gets back soon. I wonder how long Abbas will be gone. Mama and I talked it over and we decided to stay in Crossbell. If you guys want something, just give me a shout. Shroud is interesting alone from the quad setup, from the Sabbath setup. But I can't afford it because I lack tier all bombs. An independent crossman. That banger's got some crazy ideas. Hey Red, be careful, alright? Fights are coming. I can smell it in the wind. Preaching to the shore. No way our pals in the east and west are just gonna bite their tongues. Well, you know where I stand. Arms dealers live for times like these. I considered catching the last train out of Crossbell, but I wouldn't want to miss all the fun now. Okay, but we should have been everywhere, I think. Good, I say until next time when we actually visit the Bracer Guild. And I say I'm Mace and don't get lost.